The Noble's Slender Sword is the best weapon in the game, and I'm not just saying that because Slender Sword stands are forcing me to, though that is certainly a factor. The weapon is genuinely one of the greatest with its good scaling, reach, and weapon class, all working together to make a sword that can stance through any New Game Plus cycle the game throws at you. Unfortunately, there is no easy way to get this weapon. The nobles that carry it have a 0.5% chance to drop it, so your best bet is to spec into an arcane build and grind them out in a specific area. I got the drop just south of the Kaled Highway South Site of Grace, where a few of them spawn all together in a graveyard. It took nearly 40 minutes for this weapon to drop, which makes it my longest weapon grind yet. Despite this long grind, the time this weapon saved me on my run more than made up for the grinding time, because it was that effective. The Slender Sword is the longest straight sword in the game. Having that bit of extra reach is very helpful on weapon classes that have below average length, such as the straight swords. It also has very good dex scaling, so we can simply pump that stat on a Keen Infusion to get the best possible attack rating for as little levels as possible. And because it is a straight sword, we have access to the best Ash of War in the game. Square Off does amazing amounts of poise damage for a dirt cheap FP cost. Even on max New Game Plus, we can stagger every boss in a few swings to open them up for a critical hit. Speaking of criticals, the weapon has a critical multiplier of 110, meaning the criticals we execute are even more powerful, compared to most other weapons, which have a critical multiplier of 100. Of course, we can make these criticals even more powerful with the Dagger Talisman. To get the most use out of the Dagger Talisman, we're going to be using Square Off quite a lot during this run. And because Square Off is an Ash of War, we will certainly be running with the Shard of Alexander. Square Off is so quick and versatile that you can beat the whole game using this move and this move alone. Holding down L2 puts you in a stance and gives you an option for a heavy and light attack. The light attack is very fast and comes out as a diagonal swipe, so it'll easily hit anything in front of you. The strong follow-up, doing the most poise damage, does have a longer wind-up. Instead of a diagonal swipe, it is a forward thrust into your opponent. Despite being the slower of the two follow-ups, I still found this follow-up usable in every fight. Even when you're not confident you'll get a big enough opening for the Ash, you can always default to using the fast and reliable straight sword moveset. The physique for this build is of course the Green Burst Crystal tier and the Stone Barbed Crack tier for stamina regen and poise breaking. Our two other talisman slots have a few good options. Dragon Crest Great Shield and Green Turtle Talisman are always good options, but Millicent's Prosthesis works with this weapon since it has a fast moveset and scales with dex. For our stats at RL 150, we simply had 60 Vigor, 17 Mind, 35 Endurance to Light Roll, and 80 Dexterity. Square Off is still one of the best Ashes of War in the game. If you pair it with a Keen Infusion on a great weapon, you will not regret the grind it takes to obtain it.